Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Primal Edu World, your quick and easy online guide to computer tips and tricks and learning coding. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe now and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you're the first ones to get notifications of all our upcoming videos. Friends, in today's video, we're going to learn how to create a login form in Microsoft Access using Macro. Login is a set of credentials used to authenticate a user. Most often, these consist of a username and password. How does the login system work? The process is fairly simple. Users input their credentials on the website login form. The login form contains a field for the username and other for the password. This information is then sent to the authentication server where the information is compared with all the user credentials on file. When a match is found, the system will authenticate users and grant them access to their accounts. Now let's see how this is done. Here we have a school dashboard and here we have a student fees record form. We want to create a login form such that it grants access to the user or admin to this form. Without a login form, your database is not secure. Now we'll close this. To create the form, first we'll make a table. So you click on create, go to table design. This is where we'll input the fields that we want in our table. So the first will be ID and it will be auto number. Next we have username, which will be short text. Then password, again short text. Then we have level, which is short text. Level will be 1 or 2 depending on whether the person is a admin or user. This will fix the amount of access that the person will have to the database. Next we have the description, which is again short text. First we'll save this table and give it a name. So this will be our login table. Now we will make our ID field the primary key and save it again. Next we click on password and below you have some field properties. So you go to input mask and click on the 3 dots and select password and say next and finish and save this again. Once we are done with our fields for the table, we will right click and go to datasheet view. So this is our data sheet for the table. So here we'll enter the data. First is a username. So we will give a username, say Priya. Her password will be 2000 and her level is 1 since she will be the admin, which means she has complete access to the database. Next we will have Kumar and his password will be 2001 and his level is 2 since he is a user. Once we are done entering this, you can add many more users as per your requirement, and you can also have more than one admin if you have a very large database. So once you're done entering your data for the table, click on save again. So this is our table. Now we will close this. Now we're going to create the login form. So you go back to create and choose form design. So this is where you will give your details for the form. So first I want to add a label. So this is the button for label. Select this and place it where you want the label to be, and you give your label name. For me it is Little Hope High School. Now since our login form, our database is related to the high school, Now we will format this. So you come out and click on it again, go to format, and format is as you wish. So we'll just increase the size, make it bold, and give it a little color. And yeah, make this small and center. So this is my label. I will bring it in the center here. Okay. Now, after we're done with the label, we will add our text box. So you click on the text box button and you place it on your detail. So this is my text box. Here you will give your name for the text box. So this is my text box for username. Again, I'll just format this. And yeah. So this is our text box for username. Now we will copy this and paste again so that we have another text box for password. Okay. So I'll just bring this a little down. Okay. Now, okay. First, I will add a frame to my form for the text boxes. So this is the button for frame. You place it where you want your frame to come. Okay. Cancel this and just click on that frame thing and delete this. So this is a frame. Now you can also insert images in your login form if you want. So I'm going to insert a few images that I have in my desktop, but this is optional. So this is my user image for the username. This is only to make your form look a little better. If you don't want this, you can totally skip this. And we'll insert one more for password. So now we are done with this part of our form. Okay, now you can adjust your frame you want. So I'll just make it a bit smaller so that it looks good. So once you are done with this, okay, you'll click on save, and here you will give your form name. So this will be login form and say okay. Now right click anywhere on your details and select page header and footer. So you can see header and footer has been inserted. Here we will adjust our header. Okay. Now click on date and time on your tools tab and select the format that you want for your date and time and say okay. And you can just make this a little smaller. Okay, and say save. Now I'm going to add a button, a toggle button for login. So you select the login toggle button and you place it where you want on your form. And give it the name. This is my login button. And I'll format this. And I will add one more button for cancel. This is in case you make any mistakes when you're entering your credentials. You can simply click on cancel. So here in the command button wizard, you'll select form operations and choose close form and next. Here you'll give the text that you want on your button. So I will say cancel here and say next and finish. So this is my cancel button. Okay, I'm going to make it a little big so that it is the same as our login button. And just make this. Now this is our login form. We will save this and just have a look at it and in the form view. So this is how our login form will look. You have your date and time in the header, label, username and password text boxes, the login button and the cancel button. Another thing, we'll go back to the design view and here click on password and go to data in the property sheet. Click on unbound for password and go to data in the property sheet and click on input mask and click on the 3 dots and select password and say next and finish. Now this will make our password invisible. Another thing you need to remember is you need to check the text numbers that have been given for your username and password unbound. So here username is text1 and password is text3. These are very important. You need to write them down because in a little while we will be making the login event for macro event for our login button, and we need to input the exact text numbers for these two, otherwise our event will not work. So text1 and text3, if you want, you write this down. Also you will go to here, select form and go to all, and here you have pop up and model. We'll just make these yes. So this is yes and model is also yes, and save, and we will close this. No, we will go to form view. So this is it. Let's check our password here. When I'm entering, you can see it is invisible. So we're good to go. Now we have to create the macro event for our login form. So this is the most important part of today's video. If you want, in fact, you should always make it a point that you write these down before you actually make your events. You create the events, because you make a single mistake and it will not work. So here we go back to design view in our login form. Right click on the login button and click on build event. Choose your builder, which is macro builder, and say OK. Now this is our macro builder for the login form. From the drop down menu, click on if. Now here we will give our macro event. So this is very important. I'm just going to create my macro for the login button, which is DCount bracket inverted commas, here is your name, close inverted comma, inverted commas, comma, again inverted commas, login, inverted commas, comma, again inverted comma, username is equal to, and straight bracket. Now here we have to give the text number which we had seen earlier. So for username it was text 1, close your straight bracket, then you type and space password is equal to, again straight bracket, and the text number for password which was text 3, close that bracket, inverted commas, and you'll give 2 brackets because here we have 2 brackets, so we'll give 2 close brackets, then say greater than and 0. This is our macro event for the login. Now if this is true, what will happen? So you come down and add a new action which is message box. Here, in case your event is true, it will give the message login successful. Okay, there's no type here because it is a normal thing, and it will also give the title, say welcome to Little Hope High School. So this is when our event is true. Then if it is not true, then you will click on add else. What happens if it is not true? Again, we'll have a message box here because it should give a message. So the message it will give will be failed to log in. And this will be a warning. It should also give us a warning saying check your username and password. Okay, so now this is a macro event for the login button. We will save this and close this. Now here again you will click on login form and save it here. Now we will go to form view, and here let's check what happens when we enter our details. See, it says fail to login since we have not entered the password. Now this is our first macro event. Now we'll go to the next part. So for that, again we will go to design view in the login form, right click on the login button and again click on build event. Now we have to create an event for the levels now, because only if you are level 1 will you be granted full access, otherwise you will not be authorized to log in. So here we will give a if command. Okay, we will simply copy paste a macro that we did earlier and we'll make a few changes here. Instead of DCount, it will be DLookup, and instead of username, we will say level here because we are checking the levels now. And you will remove one bracket from here. And instead of greater than 0, it should be equal to 1, which means if your level is equal to 1, then what happens here again, we need to open the form. So open form and tab. Which form needs to be opened? It is the student fees record form, and that's it. So if your macro event for level 1 is true, it will open the student fees record form for you. Otherwise, click on add else, and here is a message. So click on, just type message, tab. It should give you the message that you are not authorized to, you are not authorized. So if you're not matching the levels, you will not be authorized to enter the student fees record form. Again, here it should give us a warning. Please check your credentials. Or details. Now we'll save this and close. Again, save here. Now let's go to the form view and see what happens. So here I will enter Priya. Her password was 2000, so we'll enter her password. When I click on login, it says login successful and welcome to Little Hope High School. And when I click on OK, it takes me to the student fees record form. Okay, so our macro event was working. Now let's check for the other fellow. So here we add Kumar. His password was 2001. When I click on login, it says login successful because his level is matching. But when I click on OK, it says you're not authorized. I mean, Kumar is authorized to log in to the login form, but he is not authorized to enter the student fees record form because his level does not match to the admin level as per the table. So this is how these buttons work. Now, when you click on cancel, it takes you back to the database. Now, we want to create a logout button for our student fees record. So for that, we will go to the student fees record form, right click and go to design view. And here we will add a toggle button for logout. And we'll format this. Okay. You can make it small if you want. Okay. Now save this. Here also, we want to create a macro event for the logout button. So for that, we will right click on logout and click on build event. Here, choose macro builder again. Now, here we want to give a close window macro. So close window tab. Object type, you want to close the form, which is the student fees record. And here, you also want to open the form for login. This is all save and close. So now here again we will save this and we will go to form view. So now when I click on log out, it should log me out of the student fees record form and take me back to the login form. So log out, and here I am back in the login form. So hope this was all very clear to you. All you need to remember is if you make a single mistake in your macro events, your entire login form will crash. It will not work. So hope so today we have learned how to create the login form using macro. In future we'll be doing queries and reports. So please stay tuned to our channel. Hope you liked our video. If you found this video useful, please do like and share. Drop any comment and don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for many more interesting videos. Thanks for watching.